York's HMH7. This is a horizontal discharge outdoor unit made by York. It's variable capacity, and this is a unit that can be matched with a gas furnace and a coil or a heat pump air handler. So today we're installing this piece of equipment. If you want installation tips, you want to see how this unit operates, or you want to just learn more about the application that this outdoor unit can serve, today that's going to be in the video. And also, we're going to be hooking up this HX3 touchscreen communicating thermostat, and that's what's going to be used to operate this HMH7. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell, ding, so you know what I'm doing. If you want tech support, you want help with your project, click the join button, become a member. Let me know in the comments, say I joined. I'll give you my email, and that'll lead to contact with me. If you want to learn more about this HMH7 or the thermostat that I'm installing, links for both of these products are in the description, so you can go check out the website and learn more about York products. We got a new pad, we got some copper, we have some conduit here. This is the outdoor unit. It's 17.5 SEER with an HSPF of 9. This is where the wiring will hook up. This is our vapor and our liquid line pipe connections. So we'll need to take these two panels off here. It says for this 2-ton unit, because this is a 2-ton unit, that our max circuit breaker should be 25. So 25 double pole breaker, 230 volt unit. Minimum circuit amps is 15. And then it holds 4 pounds and 6 ounces. Very nice. We're taking out this vertical discharge heat pump outdoor unit, and we're installing this horizontal discharge unit. It's really nice because this equipment is going to be a lot quieter, so it's going to have quieter operation. This side discharge is going to be nice because now you don't have to worry about the snow or debris that would fall on the unit and have to be cleared, otherwise the operation would be affected. We're not going to have that issue. Also, we can mount this outdoor unit closer to the wall. Typically you need 18 to 24 inches between the wall and that coil. This unit can be mounted 8 inches from the wall. Let me show you the indoor unit. Now this is a new indoor coil because we're having to replace the indoor coil that's in this air handler. I'll show you the air handler. Ordered a new indoor coil. We don't have to replace the indoor air handler, saving the customer a little bit of money there, but the indoor coil is leaking. I came out to charge it. The next day it was empty. Go into the indoor air handler, take the panel off, and there is oil pouring out of the coil. So ordered a new indoor coil, about $1,000, and the outdoor unit. If you want to know pricing, I'll talk about that at the end of the video for this particular piece of equipment, this HMH7. All right, there is the thermostat that we're going to install. There's the installation manual, which is very, very handy. And here is the mounting plate right here. You can see it can be communicating, which we're not going to use the communicating A+, B-, C, and R. We're going to use the C and R, and then the reverse and valve, second stage, first stage cooling, fan, and then first stage heating, second stage heating. We're going to hook this up, conventional 24 volt wiring, not communicating. This right here is an installation kit that I had to get with the HMH7. I'm trying to see, does it say anything on the box about installation kit? No, it doesn't. It just comes as a box here. And this box includes this relay board here with some wiring, and then this filter dryer. Definitely need this filter dryer. This is a bi-flow filter dryer that's installed at the outdoor unit section in the liquid pipe. Field kit installation manual, H series, horizontal discharge modulating heat pump, STD, what? ECM compatibility kit. Okay, so air handler relay plate installation, tells you the contents of this kit and gives you instructions on installing. Look, there's a wiring diagram. We'll go over this later on in the video. Here's the old thermostat. You can see cool off heat, emergency heat. This is a heat pump thermostat. Want to count our thermostat wires. Got the outdoor unit set on a new pad. The pad is 38 inches long and 18 inches wide and 3 inches tall. So that looks a lot better. There's the old coil And this old coil had an orifice instead of a TXV, but we're going to be installing a TXV because this unit is a 13 SEER, and we're installing a TXV because we've got a 17 SEER outdoor unit now. And here is where the TXV will be installed. Tip for installing the TXV: make sure that you hand tighten the connection to this aluminum piece right here, and after you hand tighten, just do a quarter turn past hand tight. It doesn't need a gasket because it's beveled right here. And then this port, you'll need to look inside this port here and see if there is a little plunger. And then if it has a plunger, then you have to have a valve stem in here. And if it doesn't have a plunger and it's open, then you'll just connect it. Okay, now this one doesn't have a plunger in the end, so we're just gonna connect it right here, okay? All right, no plunger here, it's just open, so yay. Screw that fitting on there. And then this side right here goes into this piece and connects like this. And once it's hand tight, you want to make sure you do not over tighten this. I've had to change coils because these aluminum connections were over tightened, and it's so easy to do that, okay? So I'm going to show you. Literally right there, when the valve starts to turn, it's tight, okay? You'll want to pressure test with nitrogen just to make sure. New coil, new TXV, got to get the other piece, and then our installation kit, that relay will mount somewhere in here. And there's our X13 motor. See there? All right, here is our 1/4 inch liquid line here. Connects, look at that screen. See that screen in there? Anytime you change a TXV, you need to pull that screen out because that screen could be stopped up. All right. Okay. Does this need a gasket? No, I see it's beveled. See how it's beveled right there? Yeah. No gasket will fit inside there. I do need to make sure we put this on the right side though. I think it goes right there, correct? Yeah. Okay. All right, so got that connected. Oh, might want to get this out of the way. All right. You ready for me to tighten this, Willie? Yeah. Awesome. I can do it. Now this one you can go a little more than probably a half a turn past hand tight. A whole turn, it'll be okay. This is the coil that was leaking. You can see how rusted it is. This coil is exactly 11 years old, so right out of warranty. All the old equipment loaded up to make this copper look beautiful so that it runs along the wall and then comes over here into our pipe connections. We're going to need a tubing bender. And that's why we're using the Yellow Jacket ratchet tube bender. 4 sizes, 1/4 inch to 7/8. Beautiful. That's beautiful. So we've got 3/4 and 3/8 tubing. 3/4 is a vapor line, 3/8 is the liquid line. It's really nice tube bender here. Got it set up for the 3/4. It's pretty easy to set up. You got 2 bars here, one for 1/4 inch to 3/8, and then this one's from 3/4 to 7/8. You take the bar, you use the wing nut, and you screw that bar in. And then this right here is for 3/4, and you just take it and you slide it on. Willie says you need to make sure that you tighten the Phillips screw because otherwise it just doesn't work as good with 7/8. So 3/4, he said you don't have to tighten that Phillips screw, but with 7/8 it may come off. You want it to work as best as possible, so tighten that Phillips screw. This kit comes with a little reaming tool, deburring tool, and also with a pair of tubing cutters. Sandpaper, nice. What do you think, Darren? What? Oh, this heel sucks? Well, I got this job just for you.
I know. I can feel it.
Thank you.
Love, man. Nothing like the real deal.
Darren thinks this heel sucks.
No, it does not.
It does.
It's not near as steep as it looks.
Exactly, thank you. I'm just gonna do a little demonstration here. Once you release the handle, you hold the tubing bender straight up, okay? And it's gonna push that piece in. And you can see it's bending that copper. All right, one more click. Is that good? Does that look pretty good? Close enough. Here, I'll get another one on it. There we go. All right, now just release it. And that is super simple and easy to use. All right, so you guys saw that Ritchie tube bender. Now I'm going to show you my good old homemade tubing bender. These hands. Oh yeah. Took half the time. Did just a good job. Just as good right there. All right. Yeah. What do you think, Darren?
That'll work.
Thanks, sir.
Get her done.
Get her done. Back in the ductwork in my ductulator, we got 17 inches. And let's see, what is this? 17 and 12. Let's check the ductulator here. Ductulator says that 17 and 12 is right there. Line up the 17 with the 12. It says the 16 inch, it's equivalent to about a 16 inch duct. 0.05, 900 CFM. So we got a 2-ton unit rated for 800 CFM that we're putting in. So this ductwork is gonna be just right for this 2-ton unit. Perfect. Willie's getting the copper installed. Looking good, Willie. And we got 2 different sizes. As far as how many vents we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, and these are all the same size. It looks like all 6 inch. So we got 7 6-inch vents. That is totaling 700 CFM. So supply, first of the supplies will handle about 900 CFM. Total vents we have is about 700. Our unit will do about 800 CFM. So the unit that was in here before was a 2.5 ton and it was rated for 1,000 CFM. And our ductwork's not even big enough to push that amount of air. And our ducts especially, we don't have enough ducts for that amount of air. So glad that we're going with a 2-ton. Square footage for this house is around 800 square foot. So we definitely didn't need a 2.5 ton. Clearly oversized, and we're gonna go back to what the actual needs are. 2-ton unit. So we'll see how it cools. See what our other size of duct is. 12 by 10, looks like 12 by 10. It's also insulated on the inside, so you lose a little bit there. So let's go to 12 by 10. Line that up. 12-inch duct, 0.05, does about 480 CFM. So we got 4 vents right here. That'll be perfect. So we take off about 3 ducts with this, and then 3 more supply vents here. So at least it's proportioned pretty good. All right, let's get out of here. I'm gonna go run some service calls, come back, see what we got. All right. If you want to learn more about using a ductulator, sizing equipment, and sizing ductwork or installing ductwork, I've got a few videos you need to check out on my playlist, HVAC Tips for Technicians. Link down in the description for each one of those videos so you can go down there and learn more about how to use a ductulator, sizing ductwork, and sizing equipment. Let's look at the wiring for the thermostat. We've got our R and our C, our 24 volts, red, common. We got our O for reversing valve, our first stage cooling, Y1, our fan, G, and our W1 and W2 hooked up. All right, got the refrigerant lines piped in. It looks pretty good. Got the filter dryer installed. It's a bi-flow, so it doesn't matter what direction the arrow points as far as the installing of that filter dryer. All right, looks like we've got our wiring here, and that is unusual. Wow, so our power comes in here, and then we've got 5 wires, and this must be our communication wire right here. So C, B, Y, W, and SI. Interesting. Looks like it's pulled down into a vacuum. Good deal. Now I'm going to mount this little plate that holds the relay and then hook up the wiring. I've got wiring diagrams that were included in this installation kit. If you want to stop, pause the video, and take a look at these, you can. We already wired up the thermostat, so now all we have to do is wire up this relay with the furnace wiring and then the outdoor section. Of course, this is not a furnace, this is an air handler. So let's get this board mounted and go ahead and get it wired up. Board is mounted in the bottom of this air handler here, and then I've got the wires leading from that relay board. And I cut off all of the ends because I won't use those spade connectors. I will just wire nut these in with my existing thermostat wires. So I'll get it wired and I'll show you how I did it. All right, so far I've got all the wires hooked up from the relay board, and I'm going to talk to you about how those wires hook up. We had the blue wire from the relay board that hooks into the common, okay? So that's the common from the thermostat to the air handler and to the outdoor unit. Then we had the red wire that comes from the board, goes to the S1 terminal of the outdoor unit, and that's all that does. The yellow wire goes into the first stage cooling call from the thermostat to the outdoor unit, and I'll show you that. And then the last 2 wires were gray and black, and those went to terminal number 2 right there, and then the black wire went to terminal number 4, and those are speed wires. Let me show you that here. Red wire goes to S1, blue wire goes to the common, okay, from the common to the common, and then the yellow wire went to the cooling call, and then 2 more wires, black and gray, and they go to 2 and 4. They go to the blower motor. All right, now I'll wire up the rest of the unit and show you that if you need to see it. All right, I'm gonna go over the rest of the wiring. This is our reversing valve wire. It goes from the O terminal of the thermostat to the outdoor unit. This is our W1 and W2 because we're not gonna stage the heater kit. This is a 10 kW. It needs to come on all at once and doesn't need to be staged. This right here is our C wire from our thermostat to our common of our transformer and our air handler, and then to our outdoor unit C. This is our G wire, energizes fan only, Y1, R1, and this goes from our relay to our S1 of our outdoor unit. And that's the wiring. All right. Got it wired up, power to the outdoor unit, L1 and L2, and then thermostat wire from the indoor air handler, C, B, Y, W, and S1. All right, let's turn on the breaker. Turn the breakers on, auto setup, next. Searching for control. All right, set the cool to 70, and let's test it out. All right, first time I started the unit up here, suction is 280, head is, high side pressure is 275. Interesting. Liquid line's warm, suction line's warm. Coil feels kind of cold. It must be in the heating operation. So it may need to have the reversing valve energized differently than what I'm used to, which is energized in the cooling mode. It may need to be energized in the heating mode. So that's just a simple thermostat adjustment. This is why it's super important to read your manual. It says, note, use the B terminal on the thermostat for the reversing valve connection, energized in heating mode. Looky there. All right, let's go make the switch and then turn the unit back on. And then we should see totally different pressures. All right, here we go. Settings, service, 1, 2, 3, 5. All right, up here. This is where it says reversing valve. Oh, back. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. reverse valve cooling, switch to heating. Save. Alright, that should have made the fix there. Got a 0 on the display there. You can see there's some parameter codes. Read your manual, folks. Read your manual. HMH7 series 17-SEER horizontal discharge modulating heat pump installation manual. Don't forget it. Alright, no display on the board now. The unit's kicked back on. The pressures on the low side is about 170 and the high side is about 320. And our vapor line is nice and cool. Liquid line is warm. So now it's operating the way it should, and we're no longer energizing the reversing valve. We are not energizing the reversing valve, which that's how this unit operates in the cooling mode. It does not energize the reversing valve. It only energizes when it's in the heating operation. Keep that in mind. All right, let's go check the airflow. Love the fact that you've got 2 ports out here that you can connect to, liquid line service valve and the vapor line service valve. You've got to have the adapter though, from your 1/4 inch to 5/16. So make sure you have the adapter. Link in the description for that adapter. All right, unit's on. Indoor air handler's buttoned up. We're gonna go inside and check some airflow now. Running 100%, and you can hear the sound. Super quiet. All right, checking the supply register. 650 feet per minute. That's nice. This one's doing about 550. Vent for the bedroom. Blowing almost, well, it is blowing 600 feet per minute. So, awesome. All right, let's see what it's pulling. About 700. Wow, you usually don't want to see no more than 500, so it's really pushing some air. In this case, pulling air. So you see the temperature coming out of the supply register, it's only 71 degrees. So for it to be a 20-degree split, it would have to at least be 66 because it's 86 in here right now. So since our return is at like 600-700 feet per minute and it doesn't need to be no more than 500 feet per minute, I'm going to slow the fan speed down so that I can get a better temperature split. All right, so this is what our feet per minute on that return grill is. And I'm going to leave my anemometer right here in this very spot so that after I adjust the fan speed, you can see what the feet per minute is. See, it's almost 750, or it just said 760. That's way too high. It should be no more than 500, and I may not be able to get it below 500, but at least I can get a better temperature split and get the airflow close to what it's supposed to be, okay? All right, I'll turn this off. All right, I just took the speed from medium high to medium. It was pretty easy. Now I'm gonna put the panel back on. All right, now let's see what we got. Well, it's a little lower. Not quite 750. Still 700 though, it looks like. Temperature coming out of the vent now is 67 degrees, so we are in good shape. Beautiful. That's the little probe there. Pretty impressed with the HMH7 because it's really quiet, it's really compact. So I think that if you're looking for an outdoor unit to match with your gas furnace and your coil or your heat pump air handler inside, this is a great choice, not only to save space, but to upgrade the efficiency of your already existing split system, whether it's split AC or whether it is a split heat pump. I'm pretty impressed with the fact that I got a good temperature split with that 2.5 ton air handler that I matched that 2 ton HMH7 modulating heat pump outdoor unit. I got a call after the job was done later on that evening from the customer explaining to me that the temperature that they set the thermostat for was 77 and that the thermostat had reached that temperature and the equipment had shut off. So that's a pretty good phone call that you want after every job is completed. If you want to learn more about pricing equipment and how HVAC contractors price equipment, I have got a video on HVAC equipment pricing, and I can also do a video specifically on pricing this outdoor unit, the HMH7, and I can do that for you by request. Just comment below, let me know, and I'll add that video to my playlist of members only videos, because that equipment pricing video is members only. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you learned something. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell ding so you know what I'm doing before you leave. Let me know down in the comment section if you learned something, what you learned, and if you don't have a question, that's fine. Let me know who you are, and let me know where you're from. You've been watching HVAC Tips for Technicians. I'm Tad, and I'll keep you cool if you let me.